And
pause it. I'll be back.
Oh, but I already have a problem. You can just describe two things: the Orient, Oriental, and Oriental by your party means.
That used to work for them, but then they died.
All right, yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, like
things have a big impact on us. No. I can't impact or a phenomenal craze other than Godzilla. But there is something new in the imagination of every single child.
Every child. Don't doubt that generation gap that franchises and products can do. But I never was into Pokemon. Pokemon game day.
Like influence every child. Like
and still, it's pretty much ways. But I think that's a little bit.
You know what? It's not new. It's in comic book.
Start out. I looked up my.
It's an anime. Not
yeah,
that's okay.
My first time doing.
Can we get
His mom.
man?
Look.
Oh my. If that man speaks, it's like that. He literally.
Not only that, he was like a satanic. He's like former satanic.
He's like yeah.
I've done it, man.
He's the.
All right, we're gonna get
your girl.
Into a video game. Went to game. Now, God, there's even a movie on it. It started in 19. It's not, but it's new kids, and they're eating it. And it's called Pokemon. And it's for Monster Time magazine. Now, the first thing I want you to notice is, do you notice any
Nowadays.
spiral? And it says what?
What does it stand for? I think it says for opening.
I think it was supposed to say he hypnotizes with that, right? If
He's a Pokemon. I only played one Pokemon.
I haven't played anything in the new
I played that. And I'll be world that one.
That's a good one.
Fertility. Okay.
Now,
This thing Wally World, but they actually had another name for it before they renamed it. This creature first came out, it was called Hippo. And they changed it to Poly World to make it a little more innocent. But you see what it does is it's hypnotizing, and you can see how it would happen. Start spinning around. It's just like one of the hip that they use to hypnotize. You see up here in the top.
Now I have a question.
Yes.
As someone who's inside you as yourself, is it real or not?
Yeah. It's like understate yourself in, and it can make you do things and think different ways, but it's not as drastic. It's like you can't have someone like go kill that man over there. It's not powerful like still think. Like
Okay.
it's you can take fingers together, slowly start moving your fingers, start talking to it, and you.
So it's not like.
But yes,
I was wondering if that's actually real.
It is
Not the extent. There's a lot of fakers out there.
Yeah.
Here's an alligator over here, dragon, kind of
I
a.
like sight.
And this character is called Mewtwo. And Mewtwo looks like an alien. If you look at him real carefully, he looks like an alien. The first thing that looked at, and I
What it actually means.
So this here, this from it's a lot of things think that's like some which is kind of similar.
Yeah.
Came from Dio, not Zardio. His mom is okay. His mom is demons. So this bring to her fuck Satan.
All right, so it's not even like. All right, so.
Yeah.
I said that kind of looks like the things used to pray to circle. Now you know that he has a salute, and he's in this. See Mewtwo, he's in this pose. Now he has 3 fingers, and those 3 fingers are always sticking out like that. Now he doesn't have 5 fingers like he has 3, but it'd be this. And I mean, hook 'em. You need one more, It's Hail Satan. It's
It
the
really
satanic
does.
salute that all. And it's here, it says for many kids, it's now an addiction. Very much so. Cards, video games, toys, new movie is bad for them.
I'd like to mention anything becomes recent Fortnite. It's a certain stuff like TikTok or crazes, stuff that most parents like. Is it any bad if it's too much? But no, being kid at that stage. I'm trying to think as a kid later. Think about
What we need to look
remember though.
at is true. Is it bad for them?
No, it was great.
Here's where everybody go, oh, come on.
Oh, he is.
See, that's what I did that. He's cute. Noticed about him right off. This is one of the things I noticed about him right off was his tail.
Lightning bolt.
It is.
Glimmering light. Picanomi.
The bolt. And it's a satanic. It even comes. Now, just by not enough to really say, okay, yeah, that's bad, or that's satanic. Production of these things. Because we need to look at who actually captured the imagination. Now, it doesn't make any difference what I say, it's what their own material says, because their own material will give them away. Okay? So it's a direct quote from the web pages of the producer of this game. Listen to this. The Pokemon trading card game, a new collectible card game, made and distributed by Wizards of the Coast.
I'd like to mention this. Only the card game. Pokemon is so card game. It's probably like wide like project.
Yeah.
Oh, video game. Cards are probably what they use.
What is it? Practitioner of Black Magic. Wizards of the Coast. Same company that's selling Magic the Gathering.
Woo!
Magic the Gathering is a heavily occult language in the Coast, also a subsidiary of SR and TR company that puts out all Dungeons material. So let's at Magic the Gathering, because this is the same company that puts.
He does play Magic in Dungeons and Dragons quite a bit. But you've played. He does kind of mix mend the two together.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
isn't
I mean,
right. We'll play both.
Especially now, kind of makes sense. This was bad. And now, you have like even books are like D&D rules. Stuff. So they're all overlap. But back then, like you either played one or you didn't play both. You know, like that was a thing.
That's weird.
Like people over one was better.
And then they realized, why not play both?
Yeah.
Pokemon.
No.
Seeing the symbols, but so now be sharpened. How many skull?
Yeah, I see it.
Gram. Yeah. If you look, there it is. See that?
No.
It's just
This is a role-playing game.
Do you want me to stop?
That is actually become.
All right, yeah.
All
I'll
right,
let you
so
make.
I don't exactly, but what it stands for is different from what it or in real, because the seasons. I forgot what the top point is. The pentagrams face up, which is a lot down. He could up. That's just like general, like
Cool.
like, well, it's a big mathematical symbol. It was Wicca. Like it's not when it's up. It's not for a intent. It's how the swap was used by Hitler. It was a Buddhist symbol. Flopped it backwards.
And he just tilted it.
Yeah.
Like you can find the swastika on like old pottery.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what about your thoughts?
Not your role.
Okay, just meant why I want the pause.
Okay.
All right.
Game's character
Yeah,
in the
we should
game.
do, but
Characters
is
yourself playing.
yourself playing in the game. Like, yeah, whatever.
Actually game. And that's what mattering is there's not many games out there that they can actually become a part and play it, but they don't actually become a part of this particular game. They actually do become in the game. And remember it's a game. One of the dangers of being a role-playing game, it's played with the mind. mind is a very fragile thing. And what happens is, in these role-playing games, I'm using Dragons because TSR is the one of their material, the danger of Dungeons and Dragons like this is that with the mind to lose fine lines, real and what's fantasy.
Not medical yes, even apply. That's another level. Like, I'm not I can't say that. Like, you,
I mean, not that, but you could make that. That's like playing video games. Like all the bunch of stuff I have, and
yeah, I maybe for like one individual that I have.
I want that doesn't take that from the screen.
Oh yeah.
All right, you ready to keep
That
going?
old actor. Wow. Low time. That actually.
I wonder how tall that guy is too.
Really, yeah.
Like, because it was 9 people are slightly tall.
Yeah.
So,
World seems real.
not really, no.
All of a sudden, now you don't know what's real and what's Dragons.
Yeah.
This isn't play.
Again, he's conflating Dungeons and Dragons and
As I DM'd, okay, this orc, and that okay, and we're an enemy in D&D for all you who don't know. Needless to say, that character's a DM. He was a I did not meet him the next morning with a 12-inch or 24-inch purple dick.
didn't you wait 24
just earn it, you know. I can discern difference. I knew I work with 24-inch purple dick is some okay. I don't need to keep talking about it.
You got the point, but
fun story.
But you got more. They're not that bad.
Yeah.
Usually not that easily like that.
Yeah.
3 or 4 people. And what you do is you have one particular master, and that's all the rules of this. In your mind, you usually fight battles. You go through mazes, through dungeons, and you actually fight dragons, powerful satanic beings. It's all in the mind. And I mean, if you've got a vivid, you can have one game. And what happens is you can play this game 10 to 2 because the object is
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, it's not like
And so even like that actually will do a game long. That's like there's only like games that have ever lasted that long. These are 20, so that's 3 day or week. You'd probably get it in a year.
Alright.
Oh, with you. So it's not that.
Again, I did others. He's keeps saying Magic the Gathering and Dragon. Usually, like no, it's they're different.
And
Okay.
this is their second edition.
Yeah, this is. I saw them in the 90s.
Yeah.
once you're so a person loses touch with reality, become that character.
There's a lot of else here, but whatever.
Okay.
Happens to them. And there's overwhelming evidence. There's overwhelming that suicide that are caused by Dungeons and Dragons because player has finally lost touch.
There was that
Anything else?
I mean, was that?
No. I was like, you're.
I never like no. Was that guy who spread that
Chick
like,
tracks.
yeah, whatever that was.
So funny. The year we graduated, so you just
Yeah, no, and actually one to me, it was this kid who got like committed suicide, and then God was like, "You go to hell, suicide, horrible person." I'm like, wow, that's really someone that's supposed to be about. Like,
yeah,
Jesus would have done.
he would watch his bizarre adventure.
Yeah, be like, we're gonna some
All right,
deal.
cool.
And what's happened to them, they actually feel a bond with that. And so it gets killed off. No longer in the game, no because all your 10 to 12 years was playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Again, this like is so many
Yeah.
like not
See,
realistic like this game aren't have to be really I'm not say that.
he's that people they have jewels.
They have
Like he was 17 coming. I knew it wasn't my. It wasn't clear. Like
It was fat.
yeah, you know, it, it's a. It's not. You know,
That's
like that's the important part. And
The way to start to do campaigns instead of going to church. My mom was like, that's
Yeah.
probably what.
I mean, in his defense, to be fair to this, there are in tradition. I don't know how the tradition are. There are references like God that could be considered under the Anic side, I guess you could say. But like even though this is the bad guys, it's to the point where you look at it and you say like should we not be able to read the Bible as the devil? No, you need the bad guy in a story. You know,
It's
like
kind of, I'll get that point, but what you're saying.
like
Knocked off, guess? So do you. Let's go back.
Is that all?
Yeah, cute.
Oh no.
This is Cabal. Now, notice that there's counters up here. This stands for 2 points. And it's ghoul. Now, if you don't know what a ghoul is, it's a decaying thing and have a walking dead thing.
Like the fun, doesn't
And-
even Google art and all that, but doesn't like actually how slightly related to the Bala is like a thing in some Bush circles. Like doesn't even pick
just went right
on the
over his head.
religious parts. Yeah, that's the funny part.
Ghouls. I just got a ghoul in Scrolls.
Yeah, it like I mean it's so
Whatever.
In this particular on Cabal, for each other creature that died and was not regenerated. In other words, cards that'll actually keep your character alive
That's you.
a certain amount of time. There's another interest because it's called the All Hallows Eve card. Again, Magic the Gathering. By the way, there was a news clip that I read about 2 weeks ago that spoke.
this show I'm gonna
Like I'm in this, like in secret, so my don't find out.
Yeah.
Hey, we're in church. We're kidding them. But yeah, he's making a special.
have like back gathering deals at church.
Secret.
Of a young boy, I don't remember what the town was, but it was in Maine, and one day and asked his mother about, and that the teacher had decided to use Magic the Gathering, this game, as a new exciting way to thematics. And
I'm confused. That's I can't think of a way to teach anything like that.
Well, I mean,
It made it interesting. Arts. And then you got to probably just teach.
it was the whole game was in by So yeah.
in school, formed what club, and that all the kids were part of this Magic club. Well, the mothers become a part. I'm not going to be in that. But once
Coming up, that's the best
Oh, the thing is that
Just let him say.
and that card was called Necromancer, and on that card it showed spiritual beings actually being risen up. And then mother summoned me, and she said, "Why do you ask that?" And he said, "Because on the school grounds, pick up huge sticks in the air and say, 'Spirits, enter me.'"
with an imagination called master.
Okay, and I feel like the thing with this is like I feel really out of text. Like yo, say
Yeah,
yo, like come do something to get the next and like you know I didn't say that.
I can. I remember when I was about third grade. I remember playing pretend.
That's
It's like a normal thing. I'm not like saying now.
doing that so
Like
like
it's just the beginning of time.
time like
Hey, I'm what?
True. Here's your demonic cat.
Not
I
all
guess
of
it's
them
a
are.
black cat. Anything look like. Here's your demon in the middle, the lantern, full moon, and it said called sorcerer. Source comes from the Greek word "keia." It's where we get the word pharmaceutical.
All right, saying you use,
Really right on that one.
but
Through drugs.
pharmaceutical. I'm not saying the pharmaceutical use, but like a lot. I'm applications. What?
Seems a little sketchy to me.
Yeah, look.
Sorcery. It says put 2 counters on this card. Last counter from All Hallows Eve. All creatures graveyards. Put them directly into play. Treat these creatures as summoned. You choose what. Remember that again. This is a role-playing game.
Nope.
It's not.
Here you see the man, and look, he's forming with his hands the triangle. Right there. And he's kneeling in front of him. There the him. Over here can only be demons. Hellfire all around here. Magician.
Is that a
Collectible card. And these are cards that one day your child may come home with.
It'd be so much. The two.
See, is like, well, Disney's always had like it never really toward children. This wasn't branded towards like first graders.
It was a third up.
Yeah, it's always been at least 13 up. 13-year-olds are fully fledged adults.
But they're old enough to know they're really, and I get cards they want.
And so it's like it's a game, you know. There could be some mature content in this game.
So you're 13-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. Like little blood. There might, you know. It's like okay.
But I think the 13 plus has always been there just because I wouldn't say killing it, but
Six.
like if you buy the card, you might get a bunch of junk cards.
Yeah.
So or
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was thinking. Well, whatever. Let's keep going.
Or may know a student that these cards. Now you will know what they are.
And they don't have.
So let's go back to Pokemon. Now we've already established the company that puts out Dungeons and Dragons, puts out Pokemon. Isn't that interesting? We're going to see that we as a group agree on something. So I need little audience participation, yes or no. Okay? Are you going to do that? Okay. Carefully. The character of this particular program, and they are the kind of role models kids to be watching. In other words, if the whole game, the characters of this game, this whole premise of this actually goes to establish the kind of values, the kind of standards, and the kind of morals that we want kids to have when.
Like, do the morals as you? I think just can be the fun police.
I mean, hey, I'm like 9 millions. Like
people that say, this what's this good children? I don't know. And then they gotta do. I don't think this is even gonna be a fact. Whatever. We're gonna go.
Adulthood, they establish the values and standards that we want our grandchildren when they get an adult. That must be all right. Can we agree on that? Okay. Because we need to examine and see what kind of role models we have in this game. What we need. Oh, I know he's cute, isn't he? Little satanic tail. Up here is the Pokemon ball. It's this thing here. And you catch the Pokemon. You get a view of that? Oh, and you catch the monster inside of that thing and harness the power in it. And it turns into a bigger and better monster. Now, know that there are species of these creatures on the face of the earth. We're also told in the material that these
like not like
Like, hey, what's up? And just start a conversation. Yes.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know.
I don't know.
Kind of like.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Inhabit the world humans. And that they can even grow in bigger, better creatures. Now, the object of this game is got to catch them all. That if you catch them all, Listen, parents, that word master will appeal to any child because they can be body. They can stir. And you know, if you're the master of something, you don't need mom, you don't need dad, you don't need grandparent, you don't need aunts and uncles, you don't need school, and you probably don't even need it because you're...
If you catch Pokemon Go, which is probably the newer game when this is out at the time, you're really still. I still gotta, get through school myself. Kids are stupid. They're stupid. Not that stupid.
You, God. That's of what this has been teaching. You become the pokester. That's the whole premise and of the game. Now, this is the main character right here. He's called...
Anyone rise to godhood.
It's a one game. I guess there's a god.
They're
like and missing him.
They're more just like kind of like, and then I guess
not like Dragon where there's actual godhood.
Yeah, human characters ascended into godhood and like started screwing around with stuff. Like,
yeah, that would be I don't know. Whatever.
Stuff.
Not Hal Ketchum, but Ash Ketchum. And it doesn't make any difference what their own reel says. I'm going to tell you what they do. Listen to this. A determined 10-year-old who's too competitive, and he's obsessed with all Pokemon and driven to become the foremost. Every time that your children watch this program, whether it's a video, whether it's a cartoon, comic book, no matter what it is, they hear this rap song again. And it says, I will travel searching far and wide each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. And then to them all over and over and over again. You know what it does? It fuels for more cards, more books, more video movies.
Okay, it's clever marketing. Okay. No.
Designed to do that. That's what we call it.
That's what
Here's the next character. This is missed actually a page clear. If this was actually clear, you'd see that that's a halter top. Stops right there. And she's got short shorts. And you know she's the same age as what Ash is. And she's described as Ash's companion. And listen what it says about her. She's strong and stubborn, constantly typical woman.
Whoa.
Sexism.
God forgive him.
I think he just did. We kind of talk over it.
He does.
That is
a little
casual sex on that way.
Right. Ferret, that's what it was. And here's Brock over here. Brock is by far the hormone because many times gets him or the group in trouble. Well,
there was never a time where anything
illegal.
Yeah.
Or just kind of
Yes. Well, not even that. Creepy he hit on. Yeah. It wasn't like he was like some stuff. No, what? Okay, he's just a guy who likes women.
And I like there are politicians around creepy stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just chat.
So,
Whatever.
on trainer Gary. Gary's not pictured here, but Gary is a self-centered, he's addictive, and he's obnoxious. And then there's one Jesse, and the other one James. Make it double. James are an evil gang looking to rare Pokemon. Jesse and James are stuck up fat and in the program, so prone to cross-dressing. Now, if you don't know what that means that if you're a woman in a man's body,
Is transgender. I don't think that's right.
they're totally different.
you wear women's
I mean, they kind
dress
of
like
Lab, but
one without
thing and dress long. Cross.
they're the antagonists.
Okay, now remember at the first, I think that right here, establishment on that I said that if the character, the kind of role that establishes the kind you stand in morals that this game or this particular
How
thing is.
about you just here and say, hey, watch what you want, but these aren't good roles. Okay. Then get your kids role model. God, parenting,
Oh my
guys.
gosh.
Okay, remember we said that? Okay, so let's see. Head stubborn, quibbling, centered, vindictious, hormone, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
Where's there anything to know that's sexually high here?
I don't know about you, but I mean, even if I wasn't a Christian, I want my key traits. Then we have to actually say they don't biblically stand, do they? In other words, they don't resent the kind of values they have. And they're definitely not the role kids to be. But these are the characters that our children are identifying with after day, watching the cartoon, looking at the videos. Now we're told that beings, supernatural beings, words they can evolve and grow into bigger and better monsters. Now this is a post from the movie. And look here, this is Mew over here.
You know what's really funny is that the first movie is called Pokemon First Movie. They know. Okay.
MEU, he's kind of cute. Two over satanic salute. And if you notice, the pose is always given with the left hand. That's hand path.
What?
We're told that they get bigger and better.
The right hand path is, well, you see pictures of like Jesus, like right hand in some.
Isn't that by past people?
It could be right-handed path, the righteous and good path, holy path, left-handed typically. That is all the, I guess you could entire religion. It's like you have very chaotic, destructive. That's like your Satanism is to Christianity.
Interesting. Go on.
You always want bigger and better, what the world needs. And we're told that they get bigger and better through the use. A thing happened, it wasn't funny, but an interesting thing, when this movie, Pokemon, actually first released in Japan. I want you to see it. This is
CNN, the most reliable.
Still reliable.
because this is very. This cartoon triggers seizures in hundreds of children.
I know this is actually real.
Yeah.
But takes away off this.
Children. And look at this. This is Tokyo. This is when the movie was first actually released over in Japan. Flashing lights of a pop cartoon became a serious matter evening when they triggered seizures. The Tokyo that at least 618 children suffered convulsions, vomiting, irritated eyes, and other symptoms after Pokemon. Japanese television network NHK reported that 111 people were still hospitalized Wednesday morning. And Natsman Hiroshi said that a later broadcast of the show scheduled for 30 hours nationwide had been canceled and that an investigation was underway. We are shocked to hear many children in hospitals, Moto said. We investigate. You know what they not one of those children had a history. Now, you know, working in the mental health field, for as long as I did, bright flash will trigger off in several seizures and convulsions in kids or adults that are prone to be epileptic. But not in so kids who know problem and know epileptic history. Nothing usual about that. And they went through, and they would go further to say through and CAT scans. And the whole premise was that at the
I want to make sure he makes this point.
include that happened. By coincidence, that remember I said that they energy balls.
No.
And here is a picture of cute little Pikachu, and he's beat ball. And now notice he's not quite sore, and it's really a rat. And now parents, if you're not up on, and one of the things you do is go at the official trading card game player's guide. And you that sells any of the Pokemon stuff. I mean anything. Get Toys R Us or any of those that sell any of the Pokemon. On the back of this, catch them all, then build another. And what you can do is look through here, every Pokemon distance, and it tells you what powers are, and it tells you how they get, and it tells you how they energize.
All right, he's making an overlook at. So I actually looked at what happened here. I'll see. And never it's represented. I'm assuming their explanation to why some of those kids didn't have like epilepsy diagnosed. Well, no. Let me. The episode of Pokemon was with Pink, and
His attacks.
one of his
a bright flashing light.
like for several on that show. It was kind of sad. It's one of my favorite Pokemon, and it's interesting because that's what caused it. It was pretty well explained, and they never showed it. So again, you can't. I don't. You can find it somewhere.
Like,
But
on YouTube.
on YouTube and just YouTube. Anyone I no more go with that. But the thing about it is, there's an explanation of what in that day, and he kept going on. I thought that point, but he didn't. I have to say, but do you have?
Honestly, well, it could be a lot of it. It doesn't have to be. And if you're already looking for stuff, and anime hasn't always been popular in Japan.
Yeah.
So if you're already looking for stuff, you're saying stuff is like, oh, show is wizards. Of course, it's likely 100 are going to go to the doctor, get a explanation, Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know, like there's stuff like anime can have issues and like it's not in there. It's just like where are titles?
This is literally we have never they even at the they just never dig in.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware. So, do you want this or like
part two it?
think?
I think we should part two.
Yeah, alright.
Alright.
See you in part. Let it render. I gotta go to the